Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome back to Abstract Medicine. I do hope you're doing well. So today we're going to be doing a Divine Masculine reading, and it's going to be similar format to the Divine Feminine reading, which I put out on YouTube a few days ago. And it's mainly sort of love oriented, but it's also going to be a general reading. It's a collective reading about your situation, how you're feeling, and some more information that comes up from spirit that we need to know, and potential connections also with a divine feminine in your life, or a divine feminine that you feel a resonance with. So someone who's really come into their divine power. That's what I mean by divine feminine or divine masculine. We start shedding layers and we start to believe in the divinity out there and the divinity within ourselves. So just like the Divine Feminine collective reading, we used the Hocus Pocus deck, which was fun, very fun. We also used these reading cards first of all. So we started off with an oracle card using one of these cards here to set the tone. So I'm actually going to be changing the setup a little bit. Just ignore the incense dust there, just ignore it. But we're going to be setting up like this. I've got some lovely frankincense burning, it's so nice. Okay, so we're going to be using this deck for confirmation as well. If I can find a way to put it back into the slot. So, dear angels, ancestors, guides, please help me to deliver the messages for the Divine Masculine in the collective, for the Divine Masculine in the collective at this time. I don't know what it is, but it feels like England, like it's so chilly. Time of this reading is Monday, the 22nd of January, and it's been raining all freaking day. And yeah, yesterday as well. I think it was raining, and the day before that, so it feels like a very wintry English weather day, but nonetheless. So let's have a look at the Divine Masculine's card. Let's have a look and see which messages. So this card wants to come out, so we're gonna have a look and see which card that is. You're joking. Okay. You probably realise why I'm giggling. It's because we have the same card that I pulled during the Pluto in Aquarius reading. So that was interesting that card had come out then, and it's interesting it's come out now. So there's always these weird synchronicities within the videos, no matter what the subject is. There's usually the same card that pops up. Doesn't matter what the theme is, it always just normally pops up. So in the Pluto in Aquarius reading, which is on Instagram, so that was a live broadcast and it's on Instagram, so you may wish to have a listen to that reel on Instagram, abstract_medicine. That's abstract_medicine. So abstract medicine with a line that's kind of like underneath, in between, on Instagram. Go and have a listen to that, because I don't know how long it's going to be up there for. I may have gone against some protocols. Okay, so I talk about predictions the next 20 years, world events, global events, outliers, whistleblowers, as well as potential predictions for your personal life as well, how Pluto in Aquarius is affecting you. Now, at the time of this reading, Pluto has transited into Aquarius as of the 21st of January 2024. It will be stationing there for a bit and then moving back in to Pluto in Aquarius at the end of the year, and that's really going to set the tone for the next 20 years. So you may wish to listen to that prediction. It's currently pinned on the Instagram reels, okay? So this card has come up in the Pluto in Aquarius reading, and it was about the Divine Feminine being elevated to a position of high authority, to a position of respect. There's also integrity involved here as well, and I do mention integrity. But I think that maybe this is you Divine Masculines seeing the Divine Feminine as elevated or a cut above the rest. Now, in that reading, I also mentioned 22 being a very spiritual number. It's a master number, and it's also the number of love. It's a very high vibrational number. It's about the balance of the same. It's not really the balance of opposites, it's the balance of the same, because you've got 2 vibrating next to 2. So it's about a very balanced partnership. So yeah, it's interesting that that card had come up, and we have minimized guilt as well. So, you know, the minimized guilt is at least within the prediction of Pluto and Aquarius. I mentioned the patriarchy. Again, in that reading, I will also mention here on YouTube that there is nothing wrong with patriarchy. There is nothing wrong with matriarchy. It's how it is distributed, how the energy is shared. Now, we all know, particularly for those of us who are really awakened, that there is a big energy of negativity in the patriarchy. It's not necessarily predisposed towards positivity. Now, you know, I'm a woman, and you know that I'm not a man hater at all. I'm not someone that goes hating men for just any reason. That's not going to solve any issue. You know, I'm a feminist, but I also love men. And the thing is that I think a lot of feminists in this new time period have really misunderstood what feminism really means. And I think that this is about, for me as a reader, now correct me if I'm wrong, for me as a reader, is that the divine masculine is a collective, okay, who have moved into the energy of like accepting themselves away from guilt and shame and negative. I just heard negative causality. So whatever you have done in the light or the shadow of the negative patriarchy, where you've been in your you know, your shadow masculinity, your toxic masculinity. Now, we all have it. It doesn't matter what gender you are. I know I was in my shadow masculine energy in my early 20s, but I had to be in order to progress and push my career forward. I had to do that. I had to be really aggressive. It's about releasing guilt. Now, if you are a woman, or if you consider yourself to be other than anything other than male, then you may wish to listen to this video too, because it may resonate with you in terms of the masculine energy in general. So we're all minimizing guilt. We're all minimizing and in the sense of recognizing that we need to let go of shame. We need to let go of guilt, and just recognize that sometimes we need to face our shadow a little bit. And maybe we all need to elevate the feminine energy within us, which is nurturing, which is maternal, which is loving, which is compassionate, which is empathetic, which is inspirational, which is abundant, which is receptive, which is, you know, active listening. All of those beautiful things is in the feminine energy. I would highly encourage you for you to listen or watch or read Carl Jung, and he was a psychoanalyst, and he talked about the archetypes. And I think that there's some messages there with the masculine archetype and the feminine archetype as well with Carl Jung. So it's interesting this came out. So, you know, in the Aquarius and Pluto energy prediction on the Instagram, I spoke about the next 20 years because, you know, we've currently, in the last 20 years, we've been in Capricorn energy, which is really about the status quo. It's about paying your bills, paying your taxes, being in line. But, you know, Pluto talks about a major transformation. It talks about revolt. It talks about, it does talk about wars, I have to say. And it talks a lot about radical change, to be honest with you. And it starts from the ground up. It doesn't start from the top down, it starts from the ground up. So a lot of people's foundations, I feel, a lot of people's psyche is going to be really triggered and activated, a bit like what we had experienced in 2020. But I think that this is going to be mainly a silent revolt. I think we're all asking for change, and I think it involves the matriarchy now being in a position of power. And we have that here in the card. When I mean that, I mean positive matriarchy, right? So let's have a look, divine masculines, and see what's going on in your situation right now. It's currently raining at the time that I'm reading for you. So we've got the 7 of Pumpkins. This is the Hocus Pocus deck, which I actually really love. I can't believe I bought this at a secondhand boot sale. Or in England we call them boot sale, like car boot sales, which is like a big thrifting market. But it was here in Los Angeles at the Rose Bowl, which was really cool. I love that. I'm definitely going to go back. I went with my really good friend here, Omar. Shout out to Omar. So yeah, I'm using this deck, Omar. So we've got the 7 of Pumpkins. So that's your energy right now. I feel like a lot of Divine Masculines are also working with Archangel Michael. If you are not working with Archangel Michael, I highly encourage you to work with him. He carries the masculine energy. He's one of my main guides, actually. And I have this blue feather in honor and respect to him. He's a lovely energy. Absolutely. He's a warrior, he's a soldier, and he protects the light. So he's not afraid to snap a few twigs and break a few bones and maybe spit some lightning and fire along the way as well for justice. You know, he's an amazing energy. He's a blue energy, blue, the color blue. So we have this gorgeous energy here where Divine Masculines, you are waiting for the fruits of your labor here with the 7 of Pumpkins. We've got the World card. There's something that's happened where you have turned something around. I feel like you've turned something around with the World card here. I think that there was a commitment that maybe you weren't willing to be on a journey on, because we have the Hierophant, which is reversed, which does talk about commitment. It also talks about the status quo for me as a reader. Not all tarot readers will think that, but for me as a reader, it talks about that. Yeah, I see that there has been maybe a little bit of a waiting game. Some of you may be involved in stocks and shares. Some of you are waiting for your harvest with regard to stocks and shares. And I see here with the 5 of Lightning, which is the 5 of Swords, with this lovely cat here called Binks. In the movie he's called Binks, and he's lovely because he actually reminds me of my cat Jinx, who passed on. He was a completely black cat, and he was just magical. And I always attract black cats. I've had 2 black cats. One was Jinx and the other one was Coco Noir, and he had white feet, and he was only 2, and I had to put him down, unfortunately, during 2020. So you may have experienced that, you know, where you've had a pet, or you've had to deal with a lot of pain. But you know, do you remember how I spoke about me being in my shadow masculine and having to really project that aggression? That's the energy that I'm seeing here. I feel like there's something here that you're learning, that something needs to turn around here, because aggression isn't helping you to get anywhere. But you know, cats, when they're like this, because I'm very well versed with cats. Just going back to black cats, at home in Italy, a black cat turned up, of course, and so he's our black cat, and he's called Nerone, and he's lovely, and I miss him so much. But witches always attract black cats. You know, they embody the shadow. They face the shadow. They go between worlds, by the way. They are a bit like crows. They are the miniature of Black Panthers, a miniature version of Black Panthers. They work in the shadows, and they pounce when they need to pounce. So this cat isn't pouncing for any reason. It's pouncing to defend itself. It's pouncing to defend its honor. And now, if you've seen the film Hocus Pocus, you'll know that Thackeray Binks was turned into a cat by one of the witches, or all 3 of the witches. It was cursed. And you know, this cat was defending its honor, essentially. I don't want to give the whole story away, but just watch the movie. It's so good. I love it. But cats, usually when they're like this, they are trying to defend themselves. They're trying to defend at all costs. No matter what it is, they will defend you. And I think a lot of people who don't understand cats very well don't know that cats are very, very loyal. They are incredibly loyal. They choose you, and they are just very protective. Now, I remember my cat, Mishu Blue, who, once the builders had turned up and she just didn't like the energy of this builder, and she just blocked the entryway and just didn't allow him to pass through the portal of the like the front door. Portal, porta, door, you know, everything is a portal where there's an entry. Okay, that's the body, the physical environment that you live in as well. And so this could be it, you know, this could be it, where you may have had to really get into your unfortunate negative masculinity in order to defend something that you've loved, or just defend someone that you've loved, or defend something that you love. Now, with the World card here, it does talks about innocence. It talks about you know, siblings. And now Thackeray in the movie, once the journey, the story ends in the movie, the hero is exalted in his spirit and is allowed to roam free in the spiritual world because the job has been completed, and he is then able to reunite with his sister in the spiritual world. His soul is free. So, and it's a very moving film, really. And some of you may be getting chills as I say this. Some of you may have lost loved ones during 2020. Some of you may have lost pets. Some of you may have lost children, unfortunately, I'm sorry to say. Some of you may have lost siblings as well, maybe at a young age or into adulthood. And it was really difficult to deal with. I feel like a lot of you have had lots of losses. I think there have been financial losses here. Just adjust the camera one moment. There. I think there have been financial losses here. I feel like there have been difficulties. I feel like you've had to fight a lot along the way in order to get your voice heard. You know, it's not been easy, but I feel like the journey has now been complete. The karma has now been complete. So all the lessons have been learnt. And I see the number 17 on the timer here, which is the number of the major arcana of the temperance card, of the star card. Interesting, I said the temperance card, which is Sagittarius energy, but the star card is Aquarius energy. So there's this feeling of feeling complete. I feel like everything that you have competed for, everything that you've fought for, has not gone in vain, is what I'm saying and what I'm hearing. Everything that you fought for has not gone in vain. Now, I'm actually not sure if I can hear lightning at this time, which would be very apropos, because we have lightning here. So usually the Five of Swords in the tarot would be a lot of difficulties, you know. Let's have a look at the Five of Lightning here in this particular deck, because each deck is different according to the illustration. So let's have a look. You have entered into a conflict greater than a thunderstorm, but risk losing yourself in the process. Is the victory you seek worth the scars you've endured? Are you willing to lose the goodwill of those you fight? Choose your battles wisely. I think you're understanding now that you're coming into your kingly state for a lot of you, your kingly state or your empress state, and I feel like a lot of you just aren't just gonna throw your energy around anymore. I think you're a bit more tactful, and I think some battles are worthy for a cause and some aren't, and I think you're picking your battles now. With the Five of Hierophant, I think I mentioned earlier that maybe there was a lot of conflict in a relationship or a romantic situation, and it was just a bit of an uphill battle. And I feel like here with the Hierophant, maybe, you know, it could be something like, well, I'm going to move abroad. Are you going to come with me in a relationship? And there's just all this back and forth, all this arguing. And then one person goes, you know what, I'm not going to go on the journey with you. I'm not going to commit that far into it. I also pick up on Leo energy and Taurus energy here as well. The wild card for me would signify Sagittarius, but not all readers read the wild card as Sagittarius. Let's have a look and see what you're walking into. What are you moving into? Oh, wow. Okay. You're moving into the energy of the High Priestess. Now, Sarah Jessica Parker in this film plays one of the witches, and she's very seductive. She has a very seductive voice. She is very alluring. She's very siren energy. She's very mermaid energy. She's very magnetic, enigmatic as well, and just has, you know, Sarah Jessica Parker just generally has a very unusual beauty. I love her, and I always have. And she has this lovely way of moving with her body. She has a dance background, a ballet background, and so you can see how she moves and how that you know, dance background has still and continues to be part of her life. She also has a brand of shoes that she makes as well, which would be very apt because of ballet being, you know, feet focused. But she shares a story. She shares a story through her bodily movements. Now, what you're moving towards is this energy of the High Priestess, which is interesting. Interesting, I said the High Priestess and the Hierophant are actually a couple, you know. But for me as a reader, I actually see the High Priestess being the best match with the Magician. The Hierophant is a little bit boring, I feel, because now this is just my personal take. Just don't at me or anything like that. Don't shoot the messenger. But this is what I feel, is that the Hierophant is a bit too structured. The High Priestess is not about structure. You know, she's connected to a whole etheric realm. She's very tapped into her intuition. She's very in her feminine. She's a divine feminine energy. She's tapped into the moon cycle. She may do full moon, new moon rituals, and much, much more. She has a lot of mystery. You know, you think you scratch the surface with her, and you realize there's so much more. You could go through lifetimes trying to figure her out, and even in one lifetime, you wouldn't be able to understand what she's about. She could even have one name and actually has another name. She's like that, and she may have a lovely voice. And I think some of you are moving into this energy where you're moving into the energy of maybe following your intuition a little bit more, really tapping into your own femininity, your own nurturing, your own spirituality or spiritual practice. Maybe you're going inwards a little bit. Maybe you're paying attention more to your dreams. Yeah, it's definitely lightning. I can hear lightning right now. It's just funny. I think there was a warning as well here in LA where there's like flood issues or flood warnings or something. But yeah, it's a lovely energy. I mean, look at all the attention that she gets, you know. I think she's got issues, this character. She definitely has issues, but generally speaking, the divine feminine here in the High Priestess is someone who is hidden. Okay, so maybe you're moving into a connection where there's secrecy involved, or maybe you're moving into an energy where you're wanting a bit more secrecy. You're wanting to be a bit more private, you know? Yeah, I mean, look, Queen of Candles. So she came out, this card also wants to come through. She came out in the divine feminine energy, and that was her energy. So I feel like you've already got someone in mind, or you're out dating someone who is not outdated, is eternal. So they have the energy of effortless, I'm hearing effortless chic, or something very eternal about them, something very divine about them, obviously, because we're talking about the divine feminine essentially, but something very familiar but unknown. You know, the cat is also, I mean, in a way, the masculine energy because of Carl Jung's theory on archetypes, but I actually think with the Queen of Candles, which would be the Queen of Wands in traditional tarot, she would always have a cat with her, you know? She actually symbolizes Africa. She symbolizes the beginning of humanity. Where we all came from is Africa. You know, for those of you who don't know, well, it's a wake-up call. We do. That's why we are all Africa. Like, there's no denying it. And she has a trusty companion in her cats. Now, cats are also very symbolic of Egypt, and again, there's this energy of Isis, goddess Isis, or otherwise known as Isis, in here with this card here and this card. So I think there's something here about this card that just keeps wanting to get my attention. I'll look at it in a minute. But I just want to focus here where you're moving into divine masculines, even me included as well, because I have masculine energy within me too, but my predominance is the divine feminine archetype, because I've had to do a lot of self-work in order to know that's acceptable in today's society, and also to know that I am worthy and that I don't have to push and pull. I can just receive and attract and accept. But yeah, I see that you're moving into divine masculines, into an energy of, well, someone who's very alluring and someone that's very magnetic. I spoke about magnetism. The Queen of Candles is very magnetic. She has a lot of fire in her. We have the Wheel of Fortune. This is actually a fated connection. This is a fated connection. It's really interesting how we have the Wheel of Fortune, and we have in the film, actually, this is the mum in the movie. So she's kind of the lower arcana of the Empress. Okay, so she's the ultimate female, essentially. There's a big change. You're moving into a big change here with the High Priestess, which is the major arcana. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, who is the daughter of this lady here. And she's got binks there, you know? So you're not really going to be treated as a pet anymore. You're going to be seen as, you know, someone that values you. I think someone has caught your eye. This could be a public figure. This could be someone that you're interested in. This could be someone, and no matter what it is, there's a lot of attraction. There's a lot of fiery energy. They really spark something within you, as it were. But I'm seeing here there's a destiny involved here. There's destiny and fate here involved with the Wheel of Fortune. I also feel like there's a return to innocence here, because we have a child in this particular card, in this picture. We have the Six of Pumpkins. Interesting. So the Six of Pumpkins would be the Six of Earth, or the Six of Coins, which would talk about a reciprocal energy, a give and take, a balanced connection, or even maybe you're moving into an energy of giving to the poor, or maybe doing some charitable causes, maybe involving children, where you're supporting kids' choice charities. Or maybe being an advocate for children's innocence, you know, which in today's day and age is quite sparing nowadays, and it's quite problematic that children are not allowed to be innocent anymore, you know. So there's something that we need to protect in terms of that. Okay, let's see if you have someone in mind at this time. We have the Three of Lightning that came out in the reverse. So the Three of Lightning is the Three of Swords, which is interesting. I do feel like a lot of you have gained knowledge. We have a book here which talks about knowledge, and the Book of Secrets. But I think a lot of you have gained knowledge and experience from people who have tricked you, I'm hearing. People that have misread you, books, misread you, misunderstood you, misinterpreted you, misjudged you. Maybe they just read you from your cover, like your physical appearance, and that alone. And you know, that's not going to carry a relationship into something into the future that's stable, when people just judge you just based on your reputation or your looks and appearances. I mean, that's all great, don't get me wrong, but you know, there's more than meets the eye here. And I think that you're carrying this energy where you're wanting to be a bit more mysterious. But I think you've experienced a breakup here with the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords typically would be the heartbreak card, with the heart with three swords through it. So I feel like you've dealt with betrayal here. Yeah, we have the Ten of Earth here, which is the Ten of Pumpkins. I think you've dealt with a lot of demonic energy, like people who pretend to be nice. Maybe they themselves were like looking good and attractive, but actually they were just pure evil. You know, we've all been through relationships like that. Don't think that, you know, you're alone in that situation. I think a lot of people just get to heal themselves and do the self-work. Some people are prepared to do it, and some people just aren't. They don't want to face the shadows, and I think you have. With the World card, it's such a beautiful energy as well, because it's talking about someone who's really grown into themselves, someone who really understands that what goes up must come down. We have the World card and the Wheel of Fortune that does talk about cycles in general. So you're coming to an understanding of really knowing who you are now. Like, maybe there's an accomplishment in terms of age, maybe there's an accomplishment in terms of a big project, or maybe there's something where, you know, you've gained experience and mastery. Okay, that's what I'm picking up on. in life. It's getting dark now. I'm going to leave the lights like this. I'm actually just leaving it as natural lighting. I'm not going to put the lights on right now. I feel like this is all connected as well. The lighting, the rain, the thunder, you know, it's all part of the reading. As I always say, everything's part of the reading. I also highly encourage you to definitely take notes during my readings. Also, just please note, this is a general reading. It's a general collective reading. This is not a private reading, as you know. So if you'd like to go deeper into your situation and you would like me to just focus on your energy alone, you may wish to book a reading with me directly. There's a big old sale currently going on. You go to the website and go to Abstract Medicine for more information. There are all the bookings there and they're all ready to be booked. So what I'm seeing here is that, yeah, with the Three of Swords, the Three of Lightning, and the Ten of Pumpkins, I'm seeing that there's assets involved. You know, the Ten of Pumpkins is money, and we spoke about investment. We spoke about waiting for the right time. We spoke about you know, waiting for your fruits of your labor. We spoke about stock exchange, investment, and I think that maybe there's something here in your past that just wasn't willing to invest in you. Ten of Pentacles, Pentacles energy in general, pumpkin energy, is about investment. It's about nurturing what you love. It's about thinking about the future. And I think there's someone here that maybe they just weren't seeing eye to eye with you. You know, we have two cards here where the books are up, you know, back to front or upside down. You may have been dealing with a Taurus, may have been dealing with a Leo. It doesn't matter really, but someone didn't want to go the full gauntlet with you, I'm hearing. Because the Hierophant does talk about marriage as well. It talks about a commitment. It talks about religion. It also talks about dogma. It also talks about a master as well. So again, I feel like some of you have mastery, have knowledge. Maybe some of you are wanting to teach, but maybe someone that you were in a connection with, romantically speaking, felt like you were maybe a burden because they felt inadequate with all of the knowledge that you had to share. You know, people have insecurities in different ways. But we can always pick up a book. We can always learn something. So there's no excuse really to be ignorant in today's society. We can always look on YouTube. We can always search for information. That's free. You know, Ace of Lightning, gorgeous card, and we have her hand here, which is this card here, the High Priestess. You know, she's very magical. She's very magnetic, as I mentioned before, and she sparks a flame. She has the energy of air, as well as water. So there's something here. You know, the Ace of Swords is someone who has received an aha moment, an awakening, a great information from spirit, a download, as it were, information that just goes, oh, I found clarity now. This is the message that I needed to receive from out there, from God knows where, somewhere. I've got clarity now, or I've got that amazing idea for this project, or I've received this really amazing idea for a book, you know, that I'm going to be writing, something like that. Let's have a look now. Let's have a look now and see what the feelings are for the person that you desire. Because desire here, Queen of Candles, is a lot of desire. I'm hearing that song, Desire. Desire. That one. Okay, interesting. We have the Ace of Potions. The King of Lightning, which is the King of Swords. The King of Potions. The Suspension. Okay, so I ended up putting the lights on and actually bringing this lovely red light here as well, because we use this in the Divine Feminine reading too. So what I'm saying here is that the person that you desire or you have an attraction towards, no matter who that is, whether you're in a relationship with this person or whether you've entered a new connection or whether it's complicated or whether, you know, you have some sort of attraction to someone, I feel like this person here with the Ace of Potions would be the Ace of Cups. Is someone who wants to start a new chapter in her life in the feminine energy. For simplicity's sake, I'll just say her, but if I slip up, then just please don't be offended. If you're dealing with a same-sex partnership, then just know that this would be the feminine in that partnership, okay? So we have someone who wants a new love, wants a new connection, wants to be inspired in the new connection. They really want to be in a new energy of love. Maybe there's also a resurgence of love here. We have the King of Lightning, which would be the King of Swords, and the King of Potions, which is the King of Cups. The suspension card is Pisces, so we have double Pisces here with the High Priestess and the suspension card, which would be the Hanged Man, which is Pisces. So there's a very strong probability you're dealing with a Pisces or someone who has a very prominent personal planet in Pisces or the 12th house in astrology. We have the 7 of Potions, the 10 of Potions. Wow. We have the Hermit upside down, reversed, and the Empress. No surprise. I spoke about the Empress, didn't I? I did say, and the Fool card. Okay, so this person, I will say that this person really, they may have brothers who, by the way, may be water signs or air signs, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, or Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. They may have brothers or good friends of theirs that feel like brothers, that carry those energies. This person really, I think this person really wants to be a mum here with the Empress as a mother. This person knows their worth. With the Empress card, they know who they are, they know their worth. The Empress is the mother in the movie as well, and we have her dressed as Madonna here, which I mentioned in the Divine Feminine spread. So I highly encourage you to listen to the Divine Feminine spread too, for sort of synchronistic messages there as well that kind of parallel here. They're very intelligent. They kind of, they're known in their workplace as someone who's very smart here with the King of Swords. They like to do things by the book in terms of they're very good with legalities, you know, they're good at paying their taxes, that kind of thing. Or at least they come across that way. The King of Cups is someone who's very loving. I feel like they have either two male role models who are real ambassadors of what positive masculinity are, and that would be loving, nurturing, compassionate, sweet, emotionally intelligent, emotionally available. This is also someone who they have in their life, could be their own father, like one person, or mentors that carry this energy, where they have someone who is very emotionally expressive, because Swords energy, lightning energy, talks about expression, vocal expression. Their throat chakra is open, and I think they're kind of used to men being, or they want to be with a man, or they want to be with a masculine energy, as in you, divine masculines, who are emotionally available and also emotionally expressive. They don't want you to hold back on how you feel. There's no such thing as a man that doesn't cry in their eyes. You know, this is someone who really respects men or divine masculine people who are in touch with their feminine side or in touch with their emotions in particular. And again, in this society, it can be difficult to come by. But you know, we have a musician kind of type here, like a new romantics type here, and we have someone who's a hero as well. So I feel like this person is a bit of a hopeless romantic, I'll be honest. And I feel like the Divine Feminine is someone who's kind of waiting for the right time for something to come in. The Suspension card is sort of the energy of surrender, but it's also the energy of an awakening. I feel like this person, the Divine Feminine, has gone through some sort of awakening or seeing you maybe in a different light, in a different way, in a different perspective. The Suspension card is also the energy of holding back. It's also the energy of femininity. It's not someone who's taking any action. This is someone who's kind of, you know, usually upside down in meditation, yoga pose, right? So this is someone who's just kind of holding back, okay? This person could work in music. This person could work in the legal trade. This person could also be someone who is very creative here, and very spiritual here as well, with the creativity card of the Queen of Wands. And we also have another creative card here with the Empress being a mother, a woman that creates life. So I feel like this person may also be a photographer as well, or likes to take lots of nice pictures. But we have the Fool card here, which would be this protagonist in the whole movie that starts everything off. So they're really wanting a new beginning here. The Ace of Cups is the Ace of Potions, and the Fool card is they want a full new change in their life, you know, something fresh and new. And I think you're kind of on the same page here with the World card and the Fool card. The Fool card is I want to be at the beginning of something, and the Divine Masculines, you are at the end of something, and again into the beginning of something. Maybe there's a new connection here with the Ace of Lightning is the beginning of communication, a communication line. The Hermit upside down is someone who doesn't want to be alone anymore, or doesn't want to be single anymore. The Hermit would normally be someone who's alone. And then we have the Seven of Potions here. They could also be a very good cook as well. The Ten of Potions is a Ten of Cups. They definitely, so Divine Masculines, you have longevity in mind. You want to create a family in mind. I see that here. You have maybe someone around you that you've met or you are with already that really sparks this idea, like, oh, I can actually see this as someone who's my end game. The World card is someone, you Divine Masculines, that see yourselves as, you're wanting a stable future. You're wanting a stable relationship. You're thinking about the end game. And it's interesting because the World card did come up in the Divine Feminine card. In the Divine Feminine spread. And when I read Divine Feminine's energy, the World card came up in the middle, and that was essentially your energy. And it's interesting, it's come out in your section of the reading, which is your energy here. The Empress is the ultimate woman, is the ultimate female. So you're seeing someone in this light of someone who's really worthy of that role, let's say. I guess the question would be, are you the Emperor to the Empress? Because that would be, Isis and Osiris's energy, the man, the woman, the masculine, the feminine, the divine feminine, divine masculine. Again, no matter what your gender is. The Fool card is Aries energy. Empress energy is Taurus energy, as well as Libra, exalted in Pisces. And we have triple Pisces here again, High Priestess, and the Suspension card. But I want to have a look at the potions, and it's number 7 of potions for you, which is the Seven of Water, 7 of Cups. So the 7 of Potions is your spellbook is filled with potions to brew, each more exciting than the last. Endless opportunities are laid out before you. Look towards your fantasies or inspiration regarding where you should head next. Now is the time to turn your daydreams into reality. Yeah, and I think that the Divine Feminine's daydreams are about having their happily ever after. The 10 of Potions would talk about that. We'll have a look at that. 10 of Potions is a cottage is only a home with a family there to share it with you, and you have indeed found happiness with others, whether they be your family, friends or community. Your joy is multiplied by everyone with whom you share it. Enjoy your happily ever after, exactly what I mentioned here. And it's beautiful, and I feel like there's something about this connection between you where you're both kind of coming into your childlike selves a little bit, or like, when I didn't go to prom because we don't have prom in the UK, but I guess it's coming into fashion nowadays. But It's energy of kind of like falling in love all over again, and it's like, oh, I got the butterflies, or like going out on a date, or this energy of just like, this is exciting, you know, that kind of energy, especially here with the Fool card. I love that. Let's have a look at the energy between you both. Knight of Candles. So the energy between you both is very exciting. Let's have a look at the Knight of Candles. Very exciting. You know, the Fool has sparked something in you. So she, the heroine, is the hero's journey. Okay. The Fool is the hero. So the heroine, in this case, in the Divine Feminine energy, is has sparked something within you, right? I feel like the connection between you is very magnetic. We're talking about fire. It's very magnetic and fiery and exciting. I also think the Divine Feminine sees you, Divine Masculines, as really smart, really intelligent. They can have a very sort of balanced and interesting communication with you, interesting chat with you. This is at a very high level. So this is high intellect. This is intellectualism. This is, you know, academic insight. This is also emotional intelligence, also mentioned here. That's what I'm seeing. Even though the Divine Feminine seems quite soft on the outside, you know, they may have lots of soft features or may not have soft features, but on the outside their energy may be soft. Actually, on an intellectual level, they're actually very astute with the King of Lightning and the King of Potions. They're not necessarily people that are going to suddenly let their guard down, is what I'm hearing. You know, it's going to take some time, and it would require a lot of your patience, which I see here. There's 10 of Pumpkins, I do see that, and the 7 of Pumpkins, which I mentioned here, is about a slow return, you know, of investment. So the Knight of Candles, let's have a look. I don't know if you can hear the rain, but it's quite nice. Okay. You know, Knights are all about movement and energy, really, moving around. So there could be travel involved, where you're going to see each other. Maybe you're traveling to see each other. Why am I finding it difficult to find this reading? I also think that some of you may find this Divine Feminine having a good speaking voice, or they have very high intellectual capacities, or they may sing. You find their voice smoothing somehow. Potion to your ears, even here with the Ace of Potions. I mean, you see the Divine Feminine as having it all, really, with the Empress. So she's your ultimate queen, Empress, like the one that you've been waiting for so long, that didn't work out in another relationship. Okay, so the Knight of Candles is... Why do I find it difficult to find the... Maybe you've been finding it difficult to find each other. Maybe that's the energy. I don't know. Maybe it's been a long road. Okay, so the Knight of Candles is proud to the point of fearlessness. They trust their instincts and always follow through. With never a moment's hesitation, this confidence leads to various adventures, whether for better or for worse. So there's something very adventurous about this connection. You're both sort of following your intuition, your gut about each other. Excuse me, we have the Two of Lightning, which would be a decision that needs to be made, okay, a choice. The 5 of Pumpkins, which is the 5 of Pentacles. Maybe some of you are needing to separate or divorce or break up from someone, because the 5 of Pumpkins would be the 5 of Coins, which is separation or recovery from an illness or sickness. The 2 of Lightning, which is 2 of Swords, talks about a choice that needs to be made based on your intuition, not your intellect. And the 6 of Potions is the energy of the 6 of Cups. So what I'm seeing here is that there is a connection here that feels like a kindred spirit. The Six of Cups would normally talk about a past life, someone who feels familiar to you. So there's a familiarity between you both. I think I remember reading about that in the last reading on the Divine Feminine. There might be a few little obstacles before anything really kind of, you know, turns out solid, but these are all minor arcana, so I'm not worried about that really. If a major arcana came out, then I would say that there's something that needs to really be addressed, but so far these are little things that can be dealt with easily. And I think both parties, between you and them, there's something where you're just not sure, maybe, because maybe maybe you don't want to put your heart on the line. Maybe you're kind of a little bit worried, a little bit scared of being left out in the cold again, you know, like these pumpkins in the moonlight. Yeah, there could be that, but there's definitely a connection here where you both feel like you've known each other before, or maybe this is you coming back together in a connection with someone that you've known for a while, or you've known from your past. I want to have a look at the Two of Lightning. Two paths lie before you, and your gut does not agree with your head. Your instinct urges you to take one path, though it seems to go against all logic. Trust your instinct and have faith in your gut. This choice will make far greater sense in time. So let's have a look at that. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, so we have the Four of Pumpkins and the Knight of Lightning. Okay, so I was just looking at the Two of Swords, the Two of Lightning here, and see how, you know, to get some confirmation. I think, to be honest with you, Divine Masculines, it's going to be you that's going to be moving towards communication, a communication line that's going to be opening up between you both. Again, the Empress doesn't chase, she attracts, so it's going to be your energy communicating to them, and it's going to defy your own logic here. Okay, the Four of Pumpkins is the Four of Pentacles, so there could be some sort of boredom here, or lack of appreciation for your current circumstances, or something whereby you're just wanting less stagnation in your life, when you're wanting action and movement, and something that is true. I'm hearing something that's true. Let's have a look. Four of Pumpkins. The Four of Pumpkins. Your pumpkin patch prospers due to your hard work and diligence. You are responsible with your newfound wealth, which will be of great benefit to you. However, be careful that this frugality does not lead to greed, all things in moderation. And it's interesting because I also think that here with the Ten of Pentacles, you may have actually come into money, Divine Masculines, you know, kind of wary of how you distribute that money nowadays. You know, money is also equated to energy, so this could also be your own energy that you value highly now. You know, you've invested a lot of time into self-work, self-mastery, maybe going to a counsellor, going to therapists, or doing whatever you need to do to build up your confidence financially, or stability, or even your mental health, which, you know, I talk about a lot here in abstract medicine. It's really pummeling down here with the rain. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's quite nice. We have the Tower. So I'm actually going to put this out here, and I'm going to use some other cards in a minute, but the Tower card does talk about transformation. This would invoke Pluto's energy, so Pluto and Aquarius had some sort of effect on you, Divine Masculines, where, you know, you may have been shocked by a connection, you know, and you go, whoa, I was not expecting that, you know. The Five of Potions is the Five of Cups, so that would be some sort of I don't know really. I'm sort of reading this deck completely different from my normal. You are overwhelmed by your grief and anguish. Now that could be involved with a separation that you were with before, or needing to separate from. Unable to move forward because it's like you don't expect to meet someone and then you do, and it's like, oh crap, I've got to. I feel the connection is really strong between us both. I feel like a really strong connection with this person where I feel I've known them before, or I've known them from a past life, or they feel like a soulmate. But now I've got to rearrange a few things, and now I've got to be vulnerable, and now I've got to start something new. But I'm excited about it, but then I'm not sure if I need to be on the defense. But I also want to communicate. Like, well, there's a lot of stuff going on in your head, Divine Masculine, which is fine. No, you are not defined by your suffering. Now is the time to take that painful first step towards reconciliation and healing. Maybe this is about reconciling with your own self, and maybe reconciling with the fact that people are different and they're programmed differently. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's really, really raining. I don't know if you can hear that. My goodness. Okay, Scorpio energy here. Very sexy energy. The Tower card is Scorpio. The Tower crumbles and falls, leading us to our doom. It is a symbol of chaos and conflict. The Sanderson cottage embodies these treats, or rather threats. So there are treats and threats in the Sanderson cottage, housing evil witches as they brew their vile potions and chant their wicked spells. Will you be lured into their lair, or have you the bravery to escape their clutches? Just as the children of Salem are lured to the Sanderson cottage, you have also found yourself in a troubling predicament. Chaos and strife have entered your life due to a great conflict. Your journey may be disrupted by your own incapacity or an outside force working against you. The Sanderson sisters have their hold on you, and there's no escape in sight. Now, I actually don't feel that. I actually feel this is more both of you are kind of shocked by meeting each other. I really encourage you to listen to the Pluto and Aquarius reading, because there's a lot about that as well, for the next 20 years predictions in your personal life. Okay, so, and I also see the Twin and Flame card here with the 2 of candles, which is nice. Lovely. Yeah, so let's have a look at this deck here, the Mystic Mondays tarot cards, and see what your actions are going to be, Divine Masculines. What are your actions going to be? Because Divine Feminines aren't going to be doing anything. We've already known that. Princess of Swords and the 4 of Wands. Now, the Princess of Swords is someone who you're studying, you're kind of getting to know, observing, and the 4 of Wands is a commitment and a connection, or someone that you want to go out and celebrate, maybe their, I don't know, graduation or something, or some sort of like fun activity. This could also be a party. So I feel like your actions are involving communication here with the Swords card, and the 4 of Wands. Let's have a look at the Page or the Princess of Swords. Well, I mentioned that, so you've got your eye on someone already. And the 4 of Wands, which is the 4 of Candles. You will find great inspiration and comfort from your friends, family, and community. So you could ask them to hang out with you with your friends, like invite them to a barbecue or something like that, where there's friends involved, so you don't feel like it's just you two and that's it. Maybe you've got some support with your family, your friends, or community. Look to them for support and affection after your many struggles. And maybe this is about you continuing to ask for support. Maybe this is the action that you're going to be taking moving forward, from those that you love and trust. This card may also suggest an important familial event, such as a wedding, birth, or other celebration. The 4 of Wands does typically talk about marriage as well. So I do feel like there's end game energy here. So you're thinking about that for those of you who have been married before and have had trepidation, or have had long-term relationships and you just weren't sure if they were the one, quote unquote. I feel like you see this person as maybe someone who could fulfill that, journey. Not that they would save you, not that you would save them, not that you would change them, because remember, we accept the differences that we have with the 5 of Potions. What are their actions? What's the Divine Feminine's actions, please, Spirit? I've got 2 cards here. The Hermit and the Judgment card. I don't think the Divine Feminine is going to be taking any action, no surprise. Divine Feminine is looking inwards for further insight. They're kind of keeping themselves to themselves. I don't think they're like dating big time, but they're keeping themselves to themselves. The Judgment card is they see a new portal opening up in this connection. They definitely do see that. I don't think they're going to be taking any action. There's something here about a second chance for some of you here as well. Yeah, the Divine Feminine is not going to be taking the action because she's still healing from something painful. I think this is both of you, you know, a past relationship, a past connection that was painful. Let's just split the deck and see. We've got the Three of Cups, so maybe you've been involved in a connection where someone had cheated with you in order to get their, you know, satisfaction. And we have the Nine of Swords. This person's not going to do that with you. The Nine of Swords is also, you know, really being in your head about it. I think both of you have had betrayal energy in your past, and you're kind of a little bit worried, and you're in your head about it, which makes a lot of sense, to be honest with you. Let's get one more card just to finalize the whole reading. Divine Masculines. We get just one advice for Divine. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. We got the Emperor. That's amazing. So yeah, it's a beautiful card to end the reading. We've got Divine Masculine here. The Emperor is now stepping up to the plate and being the boss, essentially. And again, you know, all of this money that you've accrued or acquired, maybe through investment, stock, shares, or even just personal development, as well as your company, your career, your business, you know, it's really showing. And I think you're not really going to accept anything less than who you are, what your energy is sending out into the world, which is someone who's very respected and someone who's, you know, has high authority. Once the Emperor arrives to this stage of accomplishment in their job, they start to look at, you know, a future in love as well that is stable too, as another form of investment, and that shouldn't be insulting to anyone. And I definitely agree with you here energetically. So that's all I have for you. If you'd like a private reading, you can book directly on the website. You can also follow Abstract Medicine on Instagram for some readings there as well. Occasional live videos, but mainly all of the videos for the collective are here on YouTube. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, the link is down below. Love and light to you. Thank you so much. Let me know how it resonates. Bye for now.